And welcome everyone to another channeling session with Starseed Lolo. I'm your co-host Michael, and I will be your voice of questions through this half-hour session. And let's see who's coming in as we hand it over to Starseed Lolo.
Hi, Michael. Glad to be back. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? Okay, so there's big storms going on where Starseed's at. So hopefully this will stop once we get started with the channeling, and we'll be able to do this. If not, we do apologize. There's nothing we can do about the weather. We are looking at options to, do these with the weather being what it is, but as far as technology goes, we are limited on the Wi-Fi, so we will see once she logs back in if we can get started. And we do apologize for this inconvenience, and rest assured she will be back. She had this happen earlier with a clap of thunder, so hopefully she'll be able to get back in sooner, and we will have no interruptions for the rest of the show. Keep in mind, this is, information to think about. We are not stating anything as fact. So let's see if we can't bring our energies together and help stabilize the Wi-Fi around Starseed Lolo so that she can come back in and that she can stabilize her internet. In the meantime, feel free to ask any questions of me you might have about the channelings or what is going on. I do not know who's coming in today. I don't find out until we start. That way I can't filter or kind of create an agenda for the episode. It goes where it goes. And so all my questions are channeled from above. So let's see if we can't work on bringing Lolo back onto the show. All right. Ah, there she is. Hey, you made it back in record timing.
Yeah, sorry about that, Michael. It went out again because it's it's Starlink, but the storm is crazy. We're in the middle of nowhere. I am actually hotspotting off my phone because that's an unlimited plan in Verizon and it seems to be more stable at this point. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Apologies, everyone. I'm just checking my audio really quick.
I explained to everyone that there's a big storm there and that the thunder is messing with the Wi-Fi, so I kind of shared a little bit of that. So hopefully people will be understanding, and hopefully your hotspot will fix that.
Yep. Hopefully it stands up. All right. we can start the countdown at 30 minutes from now, and I will get in the mode unless there's anything you want to talk about first.
Do we know who's coming in?
The Greys are screaming at me right now, so we'll see if anyone else, Pleiadians say they want to come through as well.
Well, all are welcome, and let's get started and see what they have to share with us.
All right, let's go. I'm going to make it darker in here, so it's not going to be appealing visually, but
okay. Are you wanting me to play the intro again?
You don't have to, but that's up to you.
Oh. Well, if it helps get you in the mood, I can always play it again.
All right. And I'm going to do my short sound healing. I'm just going to start closing my eyes right here.
All right. Well, then, here we go.
The Greys and the Pleiadians are in our presence. Of course, you could call on anyone else, and they might jump in if they feel the need to. Greetings. How can we best serve you today?
Well, thank you for coming. And do you have any messages for the collective?
Same shit, different toilet. Sorry about the vulgarity. However, just some reminders in the present moment, because we do see patterns and patterns and patterns and patterns. Though that is creation recreating itself, we recreate it in every moment based on our frequency, based on our beliefs, and so on and such, so forth. But you know this. However, with manifesting, you are shifting in Planck nanoseconds that cannot even be measured because it is actually creating the time and space itself. There is no time and space itself, therefore it cannot be measured. However, we would like to speak about manifesting some, in that you are manifesting your reality, and this is your version of myself, such as the outer reflection reflecting back, meaning that everything and everybody in the reflection is your version of it, which also comes to our other conclusion, meaning that you do not have to agree with anyone. Anyone does not have to agree with you, because energy just is. There is no right, there is no wrong, there's no black, there is no white. It is the all of the all. How is that for an opening?
Brilliant.
Any questions about any of these things, such as the manifesting and the quantum self, which is a quantum computer / portal?
How do we access the quantum healing within ourselves? Because we always talk about, quantum med beds or quantum, healing techniques, but there's always someone doing something for us. So how can we access quantum healing within ourselves to heal ourselves?
One thing clear, crystal clear. You are all quantum computers in a quantum experience. Therefore, everything is quantum in itself, based on molecular structures and zeros and ones and so forth, and math and universal energy. However, on your perspective level, it is unique, although it is also part of the collective and the all at the same time, because two things can be true at the same time, just like the Schrodinger's cat experiment. that basically proved in the 1930s quantum physics. That being said, we would like to point out a few items. You are in a flow state. It is like a wave form. Have you ever heard of the wave flow or waveform theory?
If it's the go with the flow theory, I have. If it's something different, I am curious and offer you space and time to share it with others who may not be.
All energies have frequencies. Therefore, in mathematical equations and visually speaking, if every molecule had a little trail of light, just like a light bug, you would actually see that it is waves, gravity waves, energy waves, cyclical. Therefore, the frequency, when the frequency goes to 144,000 cycles, it's up here. And then when it goes down to 120, it's down here. It's neither good, neither bad, neither here, neither there, because energy just is. There is no good, there is no bad, there is no dark matter, there is no light matter. It is just one source. However, the perspective of it is unique. The experience of it is unique in what you call the future and the past, while there's only one everlasting present moment and within the moment and within the moment. And you, with your frequency, are creating the reality. Bashar speaks about what he calls time crystals. We refer to them as you being a portal crystal. You're a scientist on this version of Earth 2.0 in this shifting into higher fourth dimensional. Yes, we said that right. You're already shifting from a lower to fourth dimensional, depending on the person at any given time. The ones that are, as you say, quote unquote, stuck in the matrix or the matriarchal thinking of the 3D will be from the wayside and be in different realities. Therefore, the ones who are shifting very quick, and the other ones will quote unquote melt away, which is why your experience in reality is shifting so quickly. If you do not want the reality with wars and famine, you will not have one. However, you also have collective agreements and need to fulfill these soul collective agreements. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. And thank you for that.
You're welcome. Did we answer that last question? We're not sure.
In a way, you did, and I think in the right way. And I think we get hung up in verbiage here in our world. So I thank you for sharing it the way that you do in your language. And I'm curious now that we're, as you're saying, 4D going to 5D. A lot of friends of mine have been asking me lately, I've woken up and I'm starting to see things differently. How do I wake up the others? And I'm of the viewpoint you can't wake them up, they need to wake themselves up. So, what advice or insight do you have for people who are just waking up and feeling the call to wake others up?
This is a mantis being collective coming in, the jovial purple mantis, and we are very happy to be here. As you say, here and now, everything is here and now. And guess what? It does not matter what anyone else thinks. Bing. It also does not matter what you think to them. Bing. Therefore, they have free will. Bing. And so do you. End of story.
Thank you and welcome.
Glad to be here.
I'm curious, since you're here with us, the jovial mantis, what do you see going on in the inner earth right now? Is there anything that we can help them with in helping ourselves to bridge the gap between us?
There is no gap. The separation of illusion, the illusion of separation is just that. You are Mother Earth and Gaia. Mother Earth and Gaia is you. Everything is internal. There is no external. The external projection is coming from the self, from the higher mind, from the higher experiential energy. Therefore, if you would like to see a reality which includes the inner earth beings or feeling of closeness and create that shift,
Thank you.
How do you create it? With your imagination. If you can dream it, there is a reality of it. If you can think it, there is a parallel reality where you and inner earth beings literally have a bridge and stairways within portals because you are portal crystals creating a reality experience. Remember, this reality experience is the afterworld. And what you call the afterworld or the astral is actually the quote unquote real world.
I've often felt that, and so thank you for that. And when we, look at our history and what's going on, what advice do you have from your perspective in looking at and discerning what is story versus what is real history?
What resonates with you? All perspectives are valid, and only one matters yours. Too simple?
Sometimes, which
Okay,
makes it harder because we're so simplistic that we feel like there's a catch and we're not wanting to miss it. And so
that's
we
a very,
overthink it.
you will not miss anything because you are the creator of it. Anything that you experience is your free will as a free will energy being of the self, reflecting back to itself. Anything that is reflecting back to you does serve a purpose. Number one, an experience. Also, sometimes things come to the surface that they call the shadow self to deal with. Other things that we judge in other people are things that we judge in ourselves, even if we didn't quote unquote necessarily do it in this body container. There are several reasons why things reflect back. However, the universe gives you back what you give to it. There's something that you do not prefer to experience. Raise your vibration and your frequency, live in your highest passion. Yes, we are talking about in every moment. Because in every moment, if you're in your highest passion and jovial, nothing is going to matter, is it?
Very true. And what can we do when we get caught up in something, to help us snap out of it sooner and return to our jovial state? For some people, that seems a little more challenging than others.
When you are experiencing a body, no matter if it's a jovial mantis or what you call a humanoid body, which we are a version of a humanoid, more insectoid. However, when you're experiencing a body, to stay in the present moment is to experience the body. Therefore, do something with your body. Listen, use your senses, feel. This one loves ASMR, which is why she's doing it 5 days plus a week now. Tactile experiences, touch, smelling, jumping, running, that kind of thing. Music, cleaning, cleaning with music. The more senses that you can involve in more than one time, the more you will be grounded in the present moment, which is all that matters. It is like an infinite Big Bang moment happening. There are no present, there are no future. In this one, she tells herself, there are not people even. However, the experience is real. The experience does matter because you are absorbing the all is absorbing your experience, and it is a feedback loop and infinite potential realities because realities aren't real, right? Even though it's called a reality, which is a catch 22. No, you will not miss anything. You are in divine timing in every moment, in every place, in the present moment, everlasting present moment. The whole kit of passion is a kit, a caboodle, everything rolled in one. As long as you follow your passion in every moment, you will get the complete kit in divine timing, meet the right people, everything will happen as it's meant to be. And the higher frequency, the more which you will get back in reflection in which you prefer.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And thank you for the patience and understanding that and clarifying that.
It does not matter what happens. It matters what you do with the energy. You're an alchemist. You're a shapeshifter in every waking and non-waking moment. Being that this is the real afterworld, and the real afterworld is the quote-unquote real world where you do not have a body per se. It does not matter. What matters is the present moment and your perspective point in this moment. Roughly about 2% of your all energy of source is having this experience. So what about the other 98%? The other 90%, 98% is to filter down from the oversoul via the higher self. The higher self gives you inklings and clues, drops breadcrumbs for you all the time. Bing, this feels really good. Bing, oh, that doesn't feel as good. Oh, bing, I prefer that. Nothing goes to waste. Do not try to force someone else to wake up, because then you are a manipulator against free will energy of another version of yourself. Sometimes a fractal, self fractal, does not choose to quote unquote wake up, or they wake up in another way that is unlike or similar to yours. Anything beyond 10 or 11 seconds of anger turns into judgment and resentment. Give to the universe what you would like in return. Unconditional love is the key, and following your highest passion, remaining in a high frequency no matter what, because nothing goes to waste.
Thank you. And that brings up a question I have on another topic that I've been hearing a lot about, and I think some people might like some clarity about, and that is when we go and transition from this world to another world or another energy stream, that there is an element that is there to trap some of us and bring us back into this reality to relive another life, and they call it a reincarnation trap. Do you have any insights onto what that is and what's going on with that, or is that a misinformation that someone brought about that's taken hold in a lot of people's thoughts now?
Poppycock and rubbish. Rumor mill. It is propaganda and nothing more and nothing less. When you quote unquote cross over to the other side, which is the true world, you experience via free will and source itself what you would like to experience. Do you not?
That was my understanding, my experience. And so that's why I was asking for those who have no experience to try and help bring them peace of mind and knowing what is possible or what is not to focus on.
Exactly. Your point. Do not focus on which you do not prefer. Focus on which you do prefer. Acknowledge, appreciate, and allow. The 3 A's. Bashar also speaks of that. No, we are not Bashar. However, we love him, his collective, and him. Acknowledge, appreciate, and allow. How does that fit in with fear mongering? It doesn't. There are a lot of rumors in the rumor mill, and there's a lot of, we will not say hatred, however, there's a lot of disdain and judgment being disguised or called as discernment. An opinion is an opinion, and everyone's opinion or perspectives are valid. However, we know a wolf in sheep's clothing. Therefore, do not say it's discernment when you are actually fear mongering and projecting, keeping the ball rolling. If you add more fear mongering into your experience, you're going to get back, as I say, thrice, or as we say, quadruple that in energy. If you would like to go binge watch SRA videos on Rumble, then you will get more of that energy. It is not just the AI being smart and finding your search terms and your Boolean terms and your wildcards and your SEOs. That is consciousness itself. The universe giving you back which you put out. Therefore, if you do not want to be in a fear mongering state, do not listen to this because you are projecting it yourself and participating actively at this point. Are you not?
I agree, and thank you for that. And that brings up another question that I have, and anyone is welcome to answer, and that is memories that have been blocked from people are now starting to surface or not surface. And so I can sense a lot of frustration in that because we're becoming more aware, but yet it seems like we're still being held back a little bit because we're not able to access memories yet. And so I'm curious, for like in my position, is it security and safety that's preventing certain memories from coming back, or is it just not time yet for those memories to fully come in, so to speak?
50-50 on that one. You cannot rush when your higher self has a plan via your oversoul and divine timing. You cannot rush. I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. Oh, didn't happen. All this manifesting is bullshit. No, it's not. Excuse our language. It's not. You are manifesting this experience, the whole experience, not just your perspective, including the collective experience. Therefore, you don't have to try to manifest. You just have to shift to which you prefer, right?
Right. And so when we have a feeling of like something is there but we can't remember, is that just our energy and our oversoul dropping a breadcrumb and just wait for it to unfold, or are we supposed to take action and find someone to help us unfold that memory?
Whichever you feel like, former or latter. It does not matter because you have free will. We know you probably do not want to hear this. However, if you would like to seek a or search a hypnosis specialist, regressive specialist, you can. If you would like to use the energy and utilize it, meditate on your own, you can. If you can be lucid while awake or asleep, because they're both dream worlds, you can. If you would like to journal, if you would like to draw art, if you would like to sing art, speak art, all the above, you can. In divine timing, if you ask your higher self, you will find out what you are supposed to in that moment. Some things are filtered for a reason. They can be several reasons, from anything to safety, to need to know basis. Just because you want to know all the secrets of the vault in the Vatican doesn't mean that you're going to. Does that make sense? Or that you have a need to know.
It does make sense. And I'm also curious on another part of this, in like my situation where certain people can trigger memory and I can relay information when asked about it, but other people ask same thing and no information comes forward. Is that because that person has a key that has access to the vault, or is it more of that person's in alignment with my energy and the person who asked that doesn't have alignment doesn't get the information.
Yes, the latter. We also do not like comparing ourselves to ourselves or our other selves, because that is like shooting yourself in the foot or drinking poison and expecting the other to die. So comparing yourself to another version of yourself is not the best course. However, that being said, yes, some soul fractals will have different experiences because that's what's meant for them or not meant for them.
Okay, and so thank you. That puts my mind at ease as to why some people do and some people don't trigger information. And trigger, I don't like the word trigger, but it's the only one I have right now that makes sense.
Activate, you might get activated by an interactive soul fractal who is the same oversoul as yourself. However, Tom, Dick, and Harry coming down the street, and Larry, Joe, and whoever else, Joe Blow, coming down the street, Bob the Builder, Mary Had a Little Lamb, we don't care who it is, might not have the same activation because the frequencies are different and are not meant or are meant in a different way. It is all entanglement. However, the experience is based on the fractal's desire via planned from the higher self. Yes, in the moment, are there a few decisions that you can change and whatnot? Yes, there's a general soul plan, and then there are moment to moment decisions which you can make. Does that make sense?
It does, and I actually like the word activate better than trigger memory because trigger has a different connotation now, too, in our language. So thank you for that.
Welcome. And it's still the jovial mantis.
I am curious with the Jovial Mantis. We just had a huge celebration here in the US on Saturday, celebrating 250 years, which I know seems strange for you because you don't have years. But what did you like or dislike about the celebrations that you witnessed if you watched them?
Every moment in the experience is a celebration for us. However, we do appreciate when groups of soul fractals and soul families and loved ones get together, because there is a strength in numbers. There will always be a strength in numbers because it's like cells working in your body in a symphony. The symphony works like an orchestra. When the team is larger, the team is cohesive, the team is just better now, isn't it?
It is.
Therefore, if you've had some celebrations, even with one other person or electronically, digitally, as you say, that's fine as well. Anything that is keeping your frequency where you want it is all gravy.
Yes, and I was curious too what you thought about the music and the fireworks. Being that you love to party.
We prefer the music over the fireworks. However, we love a good light show every now and then.
Do you prefer the fireworks or do you prefer drones?
Two different things there: fireworks and drones, meaning high tech drones from one of our existences or realities.
Uh, yes, and I'm also referring to the fact that we now do drone shows instead of fireworks, so it's they tell us supposed to be healthier on the air and for the wildlife around, like the birds, that they don't get startled or animals don't get startled by the boom of the fireworks. So I was just curious your thoughts on the drone shows.
That's fine. As long as it doesn't start an unnatural fire, then it is all well. Are
And
there any questions for us from the audience?
um, not that I'm seeing right now. Everyone is just saying hello, and they're stating like one says they'll be listening while driving in their car, and so hopefully they don't go into a trance state and find a tree. I'm trusting that they'll stay awake and hear what they need to hear anyhow.
Yes. And those on the recording, we have unconditional love for you all. Unconditional means unconditional, not one condition. We love you all as you are. What we also love is when you are your true self, living in your passion, because that is your purpose.
Yes, and on that note, I'm curious. In previous, talks with you and everyone, we had this far timetable of when certain things are going to unfold, and I'm wondering with the new celebrations, the new energies, and everyone's, free will of tuning in and more people starting to wake up to what's going on in their true energy selves. Has the timeline changed any? And is it going to be sooner, or is that something we don't want to focus on and keep it in the now?
You can work with the energy of the timeline of such as things like physical disclosure coming sooner, such as in 2027. Yes, it is a moving target. Of course it is. Energy is a wave and shifts, and you are shifting as a portal crystal or a time crystal and building it and building it and building it and building it within every moment, as we said. Therefore, the reality which is reflecting back is also shifting as well with you as the portal crystal. Yes, you are a quantum leap jumper. We're so sorry that nobody told you that. However, we are telling you that because you are, and you are a shapeshifter. Ooh, eerie, booming thunder in the background, which we love. Mother Nature is also you. You are also Mother Nature as well. Everything is beautiful and perfect as it is. However, we do understand that the experience is not as quote unquote pleasant if you are not having an experience in which you quote unquote prefer. How do you get to this experience which you quote unquote prefer? We will repeat ourselves until we are blue in the face, although we are purple. Follow your highest passion. Love yourself unconditionally. Therefore, you will get back the reflection of non judgment, unconditional love reflected back to you from you. Yes, it is to you from you. Haha, joke's on you.
I laugh that you say jokes on us because I just had a thought pop in my head for a great way to end this one as we're getting on time. And I'm wondering, with as many collectives or individuals that you've talked with, being that you're the jovial mantis, has anyone ever asked you what's a good joke that you know or that you have that you can share with us?
Not exactly a joke. However, the joke's on you because you are you. I am you and you are you. The end.
Do the jovials play pranks on each other?
Us being in existence is a prank in itself. So, yes, it is like a hat trick. Every moment to moment to moment to moment to moment is a beautiful, perfect surprise of existence and an experience in which we all create.
Well, thank you. And if you hear any good jokes, please feel free to bring them because I love good jokes and the laughter that it brings. So hopefully, when you hear some, you'll be able to share them with us.
We will make sure to attend more comedic events and park our spaceships and put on our invisible cloaks so we can get back to you on that.
Yes, do it safely. Uh, I know that's funny for me to say to you because, yeah, I don't think there's anything we could do to interfere with you doing what you do. So, yeah, that's my attempt at humor for you.
We are like the court jester who just likes to bounce around and wear like the clownish makeup and, like that neck thingy in which you, that white accordion looking thingy. And we are always jokesters, which brings us into something else. Lighten up. If you want enlightenment, which you can never reach nirvana, really, a man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all, correct? Therefore, lighten up. That's how you awaken even more. Lighten up, live in the moment. Be the child who's living in the moment. Follow your passion. What do children do? They're happy because they're following their passion in every moment.
Thank you for that. And before we go, do you have any message for Starseed or I that you want to make sure gets delivered?
Keep on knowing what you're doing. We know that some days you might be wondering, where is this going? What am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? You are following your passion because it is something that you cannot wait to do, barely wait to do when you wake up. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now make it in every moment. Even if it's cleaning your toilet, you can make it fun.
Yeah, I'll have to work on that one.
We understand that.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank you everyone who came through to share information with us. And blessings to you all. And I know Starseed and I are in agreement with this that our hearts to you, love and blessings to you all. And thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you for being you. Thank you for giving us the feedback loop of the human experience. We love you with much, 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 much immeasurable, unconditional love.
Thank you. And if you don't mind, I know she probably is resisting, but can you help bring Starseed back?
Yes, and yes. Oh, sideways. There you go.
Hey, we can hear.
You can hear it. Woohoo! I'm just looking to see if there are any comments. I could turn up the lights a bit. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. It's always
Yes.
it's interesting to see because we started out with who? The Greys and Pleiadians, and then the Jovial Mantis just took over.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that, and I was like, okay. And I did hear the thunder a couple of times, and I was like, what? And I was like, whoa, that's a thunder?
Yes. And it's perfect, as they were saying, such as everything and everybody else. We are creating a projection in every moment to moment, what seems to be a moment. It's more just like crystals. That's why they say crystallizing, because we are portal crystals creating it. We are recreating every moment to moment to moment, like a film strip of beautiful crystals infinitely with infinite number of realities. Therefore, we should paint and create in which we prefer. So, including myself, I'm working on focusing on the positive, and which I do prefer rather than, the alternative.
Yes, I agree, and I'm doing the same thing and finding, the joys in doing all the little things. And I will say they did get me at the end with going, even when you're doing cleaning, of certain rooms and certain objects, to find the fun in that. And I sat there for a little bit and I was like, yeah, it's going to take me a while to find that one.
That's why they said it. And, it's like, they're like, even when you're cleaning toilets, because, like personally, I like laundry. That's like my favorite thing to do. However, in the house, as far as house stuff goes, but, they just want to throw a curveball in there talking about, you can make everything fun. Everything could be in the moment. Everything
Yeah,
can be enjoyable and not like you don't have to be jumping for joy like they do, doing somersaults and flips, but you can make it more fun. You could turn on music, you can, do candles, whatever you like, do incense, and then go do your cleaning right by that. And then, you have an ambiance or, something that makes it more pleasant. And, because a lot of people are like, how do I get motivated to go to the gym, to go to work, or to drive to the store, or even to make food? And, not everybody likes to cook, or mostly, I would say, number one, probably cleaning. You can make cleaning fun. I just blast music and I notice that my frequency is like here and goes like there. And I'm like, so all these thoughts of, oh my gosh, I have to clean. Oh my gosh, I'm too busy. Oh gosh, it's taking 4 hours to clean the whole house. Goes from that to, hey, I'm singing this song. I'm practicing one of my songs, and it goes to focusing on that instead. So yes, is it redirecting your mind? It is. However, it's doing it in a positive way, right?
it is. And on that note, I think that's a good time for us to say goodbye to everybody. And we will look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks on the 21st and see who joins us on that day at 3 o'clock. And so, thank you all for joining us on this adventure. And with that, we are going to say good afternoon, everyone.
Till next time.